We are live for game 2 of a doubleheader. This time it is the Eureka men's basketball team taking on Lyon College. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan on the call. As always, you're listening to EC 103.1. So Eureka, they're coming into Batesville, Arkansas with some positive news. They are coming off of a big win against Westminster on the road, 71-69, which has kept them alive in conference play. They are currently tied for that number 6 spot in the SLIAC, which means they are currently eligible for a tournament spot. That's always a good positive sign. Overall, they are 5-15, but they're taking on a very contested team, a very aggressive team, Lyon College, who is one of the best teams in all of the SLIAC, 13-6 overall, 8-3 in conference play. Both teams getting ready to make their way out onto the floor. Eureka decked out in the maroon and yellow. Lyon in their white, red, and blue uniforms. Eureka ready to take on one of the oldest small college athletic schools in the entire region. Lyon College, a school that was formed way back in 1872. And 20 minutes on the clock, both teams on the floor. It'll be Taylor and Coker in the center, ready for the tip-off. Referee gets ready. And here we go. And it'll end up in the hands of Stephen Reed for the Scots. And they will be the offensive factor first. Here's a mid-range shot from Kenneth Brown. And he gets that one to fall through. An early 2-0 lead for Lyon. Coker inbounds to Micah Brewer. And already there's a quick whistle. So a quick whistle against Lyon College. It is still Eureka basketball. Coker again sets to inbound. He's going to find Ben Carter. Carter guarded by Kennedy Warren. Taking his time, finally crosses half court, slows things down. Carter fires over to Brewer, right wing. Looking for Coker. Coker heavily guarded by Xavier Sorrell. Here's Provost, Eureka's main scorer, and it's tipped by Sorrell in the hands of Warren. On the other side of the basket. And no good on the shot attempt, but getting fouled is Kenneth Brown. He will have a shot for 2 at the line. Eureka College basketball is made possible by City Blue Technologies of Peoria, an Epson distributor serving central Illinois. City Blue offers Epson Precision Core heat-free printing as an alternative to laser printers. City Blue was founded in 1968 and serves more than 5,000 active customers. Learn about sustainable printing solutions from City Blue Technologies at citybluetechnologies.com. So Brown goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line. 3-0 Lyon on top. Not even a full minute played in this ball game. Here's Brewer with possession, guarded by Reed. Brewer picks up the pace, crosses half court. Fires over to Carter. Good backdoor cut. Coker with the left hand, and he knocks it down. Andrew Coker, he has really been heating up in these last few games. This is when it matters most. Again, Eureka pushing for a tournament spot in the SLIAC. Good find. Reed underneath the basket for 2. 3-point lead for the Scots. Coker overhead pass to Richardson. No foul call on Taylor. Looked like he was playing with a lot of contact. Brewer again with control of the basketball. Carter beyond the perimeter on the left wing. A lob to Coker. That one taken away by Reed, but he knocks it out of bounds. It'll stick with the Red Devils. 18:31 left to go. The Fighting Scots have one of the most celebrated chapters in the program's history. They were playing a while back, nearly 2 decades ago, under Coach R.C. Winningham. And that is a very well-known era for the Fighting Scots. One that has been celebrated, as mentioned, for nearly 2 decades. This was a season for Lyon where a lot of their players, it was a different breed of basketball at the time, if you will. There's a slam from Xavier Sorrell. 7-2 Lyon. But these players back then were built different. Obviously, they had a lot more physicality. They were very foundational. They played basketball in a very old-fashioned way, if you will. That was one of Lyon's better programs, and better teams in program history. Coker loses the basketball. It's knocked out of bounds by, I believe that was Brown in the corner. So it'll be Provost inbounding over to Brewer. Just over 18 left to go. Lions 7, Eureka 2. Brewer left wing, hands it off to Carter. Overhead pass. Coker top of the key. 2 on the shot clock. Coker floater off the glass, no good. Gets his own offensive board and puts it back in. Andrew Coker has Eureka's first 4 points tonight. Here's Warren. Standing on the Lion logo. That one stolen by Brewer. Brewer pushes the pace, finds Provost. Provost, 4-3 from the right wing off the mark. Tipped and saved by Brewer. Good offensive board. Coker for 3. Off the mark as well. Rebounded by Taylor. So Eureka 0 for 2 to start from beyond the arc. Here's a triple attempt from Warren. Provost fighting for the board. It ends up in the hands of Brown. Saved, and Reed ends up with it. Lyon will reset here. We were watching Eureka practice yesterday. They were shooting the ball from beyond the arc really well. Here's Taylor, no good under the rim. Coker with the board. Pass from Carter, stolen by Sorrell. A lot of sloppy basketball. Dylan Logsdon gets ready to check into this game. Brown, left corner 3, and he knocks it down. Kenneth Brown. 6-point lead for the Scots in the early stages of this ball game. Carter in trouble. He gets rid of it to Coker. It was nearly stolen by Sorrell, but he gets called for the foul. The Scots 8-3 in conference play, 13-6 overall. And already Coach Wilde not happy with the current starting 5, so Carter comes out. And Dylan Logsdon does check into this game for Eureka. Haven't seen a lot of Logsdon this season. Really, either of the Logsdon brothers, Dylan Logsdon and his twin brother Blake, they played a lot more last season. Here's Provost, baseline, kicks it out to Coker. Dylan Logsdon finds Brewer, who stands well beyond the top of the key. 13 on the shot clock. Logsdon shifting to his right. Good bounce pass to Brewer. Brewer stops his feet, creates some contact. Logsdon, good pump fake, puts it up. It's blocked and obtained by Hudson Rogers. Great defensive stop from Lyon. Here comes Harriet. Harriet under the rim and a nice little single-handed bucket. Coach Wilde not happy, and he calls a timeout. 15:51 left to go. Lyon 12, Eureka 4. Stay tuned. We'll be back. You're listening to EC 103.1 live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Metamora Kirby Foods. They are 100% employee-owned with a deli, produce section, and meat department with its own in-house butcher. Metamora Kirby Foods is open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., 7 days a week. They are located on West Mount Vernon Street in Metamora. Get more information at kirbyfoods.com.
Eight-point lead for the Lyon Fighting Scots. Not even a full 5 minutes played in this ball game. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan on the call. You're listening to EC 103.1. Coach Wilde fired up as usual. Didn't like that call, that play that Eureka just displayed on the floor. And it allowed Lyon to have an open look under the basket. Nobody was there. And I think he's upset due to that last play. Have to stay on your guys. That hasn't been an issue that Eureka's had to face too often this season. It'll be Red Devils basketball as we start things off. Again, Lyon College, a school that only 4 years ago joined the SLIAC. Previously, they competed in the NAIA. Here's Coker. Good pass to Dylan Logsdon beyond the perimeter. Coker, top of the key, finds Logsdon on the left side. Provost Double teamed, going up against Archer, under the basket, kicks it out. Richardson pump fake in the perimeter, puts it up off the glass, and with some assistance from the rim, gains a bucket. Here comes Williford. He finds Carlin Hardy. Hardy against Coker, stops his feet, puts it up with the right hand, and good. A nice little over-the-head bucket for Harriet. Red Devils playing a lot slower than Lyon. Of course, Lyon, a lot of energy on this team. Kicked out Brewer, right side. Trying to find a teammate. Bounce pass. Logs in for three off the front of the rim, and the rebound taken away by Cameron Williford. He will be guarded by Dylan Logsden. Fired over to Harriet. In the paint, over the head of two defenders. No good, as Cameron Brown not able to execute. There's a whistle on the floor. 14:25 left to go. Lyon 14, Eureka 6. One of the big factors that have been introduced to Lyon, substituting 5 in, 5 out, and that's something we're going to see them do a lot tonight, as they have just done. Coker finds Richardson. Richardson back to Coker. So the 5 on the floor right now for Lyon. Reed, Brown, Warren, Sorrell, and Taylor. Coker kicks it out to Gonzalez. He's going to reset, takes a few steps back. Stands on the Lyon College logo. Gonzalez on the attack. Stops his feet. He's blocked by Taylor. Taylor across half court. Good find. Warren against Logsden. Over to Reed. Sorrell on the attack. It's stripped by Logsden. Here comes Richardson. And he's going to find Gonzalez before crossing half court. Again, Gonzalez slows things down. And Coker gets fouled trying to make the catch on the pass attempt. 13:39 left to go. Lyon, a team that faces a lot of both NAIA programs, but of course, since moving into the SLIAC, they've been seeing a lot more of these NCAA opponents. But you have to assume competing against two different leagues, that they're finding themselves in a lot of competitive matchups. And believe it or not, they've been able to pull off a lot of these games. Again, a winning record. 13 wins, only 5 losses on the season. Provost looking to inbound. He finds Gonzalez. Gonzalez drives to his left. Carter to his right. Logsden top of the key. Dribbles. Finds Provost on the backdoor cut. And Provost with a nice bucket. 8 points for the Eureka Red Devils. And Lyon now looking to respond in a reasonable fashion. And the pass from Sorrell sailed over the head of Brown. Brown was in transition, wasn't even looking at the basketball. And that one ended up in the stands next to the Lyon College fans. So a nice turnover in favor for Eureka. They're down by 6, just over 13 minutes left to go. Here comes Gonzalez. Carter finds Logsden. Logsden was looking for more. Instead, hands it off to Carter. Great movement by Eureka. Provost going to work for 3 off the back of the rim. No good. It's Taylor with the rebound. Here comes Reed. Reed finds Taylor. Taylor past the free throw line. That one rambles in and out. Gonzalez pulls it down. Again, Gonzalez, one of those bench players for Eureka, a great reserve. I've always enjoyed his jumper. Gonzalez shoots the basketball in a very unique way. Nice, really uses that height, has a nice vertical, gets up there, and he releases the basketball almost like a line drive. There's not a lot of arc on his shot. Provost finds Gonzalez. Top of the key, Gonzalez on the attack. Good screen from Carter. Gonzalez picks it up. Carter over to Logsden, left side. Provost, 8 on the shot clock. Provost pump fake, spins around, in trouble. Tries to create space, floats it up with the right hand, no good. The execution was not there. It was a good idea, but Eureka really clamped together. Not a lot of spacing between their 5 guys on the floor. Missed shot from Reed. Carter with the board. He's going to fire it over to Logsdon. Logsdon finds Demaje Moore. Just under 12 minutes left to go. 14-8 Lyon on top. Gonzalez will direct traffic. Logsdon right side. Drives with the basketball. Stops his feet. Fires it outside. Provost in the perimeter. Spins. Fires. Off the rim. No good. Reed with the basketball. The Scots push the pace into the hands of Brown. Warren back to Reed. Right side. Warren on the attack. He's going to stop his feet. Left-hand pass over to Kenneth Brown, who goes up for 3, and he knocks it down. Kenneth Brown with the triple. 17-8. The Scots extend their lead. Here comes Gonzalez. Brewer gets ready to check back into this ball game. Carter, right-hand dribble. Good find over to Logsdon. Left side guarded by Warren. Great defense by the Scots. Moore up for 3 off the mark. Rebound taken away by Brown. Good find. Jaron Harriet, This one kicked out. Harriet, baseline, stops his feet. Warren is going to have to reset. There's the left-hand pass. Here's Brown on the attack. Under the rim, no good. Harriet tried to get the putback to be successful. Not able to do so. Provost pushes the pace. He loses it, and he trips. Finds Moore, and somehow the Red Devils execute and gain 2 points. Provost was rolling around on the ground. I thought he would have gotten called for a travel. It looked like he had possession, but he was on his back, flipped it over to Moore. There's a bucket from Stephen Reed over Ben Carter. 9-point lead for the Scots. 10 minutes to go in the opening half. Gonzalez finds Moore. Provost wanted the backdoor cut. Moore holds onto it, not dribbling the basketball, standing on the right side, finally attacks, puts it up, and he gets called for the travel. So Eureka on the turnover. Moore yelling at the ref saying that's a foul, and he might have been right. Coach Wilde wants the explanation as well, and the referee will talk to him. But Coach Wilde and the Red Devils call a timeout. 9:48 left to play. Red Devils down by 9. Stay tuned. You're listening to EC 103.1 live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Potter Rentals of Gilman, Illinois. Owned and operated by Ernie and Barb Folkers Potter, both Eureka College class 1965. Potter Rentals offers both residential and commercial property rentals, including vacation rentals in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. You can get more information on their website at potterrentals.com.
They're successful on the backdoor cuts. That's what Coach Wilde is saying to his team right now. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan on the call. You are listening to EC 103.1 for coverage between the Eureka Red Devils and the Lyon Fighting Scots. Eureka down by 9 points with just under 10 minutes left to go. In the opening half, it'll be Scots basketball to start things off. Hudson Rogers will look to inbound to Williford. Here's Archer over to Williford. Hardy. Williford in the paint. Kicks it out. Archer left side. Top of the key. Hardy. Williford inside the paint. Left side of the basket. Kicks it out. The Scots really only using 3 players right now. Archer, Williford, and Hardy. Right now, Williford, top of the key triple. Too strong. Rebound pulled down, and a bucket for Cameron Brown. 11-point lead for the Scots. And right now, the Red Devils are just having a really hard time at stopping these backdoor cuts. Brewer in trouble, has to kick it out to Moore. The Red Devils haven't been able to get anything from inside the perimeter. They always kick it out. Carter finds Loft. Here's Brewer, left side for three off the back of the rim. And Moore is going to tip that one out of bounds again. Moore not happy with the call. He feels like he's getting fouled a lot out there. Well, and that's the sport of basketball at the end of the day. Sometimes you're not going to get calls your way. Here comes Williford across half court. He's going to fire it over to Archer. Archer with possession with his pink gym shoes. Here's left side of the rim attack. No good for Hudson Rogers, but he does get fouled. Only the second foul given up by Eureka in this ball game. Eureka College basketball is made possible by Potter Rentals of Gilman, Illinois. Owned and operated by Ernie and Barb Folkers Potter, both Eureka College class of 1965. Potter Rentals offers both residential and commercial property rentals, including vacation rentals in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. You can get more information on their website at potterrentals.com. So Rogers goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Lyon 22 points, Eureka 10. Loft right side three, good. Jonah Loft connects for his first triple of the night. Red Devils, that's exactly what they needed to gain some of that momentum back. There's a nice one-handed catch from Archer. Under the basket, no good from Hardy. Offensive board, and there's Brown with the bucket.
Brown with the putback.
Red Devils have a very tough time defending the perimeter, inside the paint. Overhead pass from Gonzalez, stripped out of the hands of Moore. Brewer ends up with it and fires to Moore. Gonzalez in the paint with the right hand and the finish. Jacob Gonzalez able to find enough space just to sneak past a couple defenders from Lyon. Hardy will fire it over to Rogers. Here's Williford. Bounce pass back to Rogers. Top of the key. Goes up for three. No good. Offensive board and the bucket from Hardy. Those need to be stops if you are Eureka. You can't, there's way too many second chance opportunities being given up. And that's why the Scots have an 11-point lead right now. Gonzalez right side. Good screen from Loft. Gonzalez on the attack, stops his feet, puts it up from the free throw line, and he draws contact. He'll have a shooting foul. Eureka College basketball is made possible by Randy Begole, a State Farm agent in Peoria. Randy graduated from Eureka College in 1994. He played basketball and tennis and was also a member of the Teak fraternity. Randy has been serving State Farm customers since 2001. His office is located at the corner of Knoxville and Forest Hill in Peoria. You can also reach him at 309-322-8150 or at randybegole.com. That's Randy, Begole.com. So Coach Willie takes a timeout here. 7 minutes left to go. Lyon 26, Eureka 15. The Red Devils giving up way too many second chance opportunities for the Scots right now. Hence why they've been able to really drift away in the early stages of this ball game. Lyon College, they do come into this ball game well prepared. Obviously, it's been one of those teams that at the very beginning of the season, they like to challenge themselves. And what I mean by that, they play a lot of exhibition games, typically against Division I opponents, which of course lead to a lot of tough and valuable matchups, which allows the Scots to be well conditioned for this ball game against Eureka. And it helps that they've been playing for almost the entire season, almost the full 25 games. Gonzalez at the free throw line knocks down that first attempt. Again, 7 minutes left to go. Gonzalez looking to go 2 for 2. And he'll do just that. Jacob Gonzalez, always a key factor to this Red Devils offense. Lyon gets back to work on offense. Williford goes to the right side, steps out the perimeter. He drives baseline. He's guarded by Richardson, spins out. Here's Archer, left wing triple, and he knocks it down. George's Archer, the junior forward, adding on to this lead for the Scots, 29-17. Red Devils will look to respond. Carter finds Richardson. Richardson, overhead pass, good cut from Brewer. Brewer spins out, kicks it out. Richardson for three, short, and the board pulled away from Cameron Brown. Overhead pass to Archer. Here's Williford, top of the key. Archer finds Hardy in the left corner. And the Scots will reset, just over 6 minutes left to go. Here's Hardy for three, no good. Cameron Brown with the board, puts it up, knocks it down, and the foul. Cameron Brown makes it a potential three-point play. Max Richardson in the wrong spot. Coach Wilde again not pleased with what he's seeing. So it's Brown in his junior collegiate season. There's the free throw attempt, too strong. Carter pulls down the rebound. 31-17 the score, just under 6 minutes left to go in the opening half. Gonzalez picks up the pace, finds Richardson, kicks it out. Loft, left side for three, off the mark. Gonzalez offensive board, and that's going to be a foul against Lyon. Gonzalez took a hard hit. Clock will stop at 5:43. Again, for the Fighting Scots tonight, they are playing for a cause greater than the sport of basketball. It is Alzheimer's Awareness Night for the College. Gonzalez back at the free throw line. It just goes to show you this is a basketball program. Obviously, we've seen Eureka host some events like that as well, like Coaches versus Cancer, but here at Lyon as well, it's another one of those basketball programs that represents something broader than the sport of basketball for both men's and women's sports. Gonzalez no good on the second attempt. 31-18 the score. Just over 5.5 to go. Lyon with the basketball. Here's Warren, top of the key, finds Brown. That is Kenneth Brown. Brown goes up for three from the right wing, too strong. And there's Brewer with the rebound. Carter pushing the pace on the other end, stops his feet, kicks it out. Brewer right side in traffic. He's a little mismatched. Gonzalez, jump pass, deflected. Carter able to save it. Here's Loft. Gonzalez with the leaping reception. Coach Wilde wants his team to slow things down. Richardson, that one's tipped away, and it's stolen by Kenneth Brown. Here comes Taylor. Taylor on the attack, no good. Loft with the board, and he gets fouled on the way down. Looked like Reed was stepping up in defense for Taylor, saying, yeah, that's not a foul, but there was clear contact. That was the the 8th foul on Lyon. So each foul will send Eureka to the free throw line for a one-on-one opportunity. And Loft, no good. Rebound pulled down by Trevon Taylor. Here comes Reed. Just under 5 minutes left to go. Lyon 31, Eureka 18. Good crossover move from Reed. Finds Harriet. Warren with the flip pass over to Brown. Here's a triple. Warren no good. Reed offensive board, and the putback is successful. 33 points for the Scots. Gonzalez again up the floor. Richardson with the bounce pass to Brewer. Brewer again in traffic, just trying to find some space, enough to dribble the ball. That pass knocked out of bounds by Taylor. And let me just say, for those listening, obviously you cannot see what's going on, but Taylor stands at 6'8". And I was watching him in the warm-ups just dunk after dunk. So it's really hard to pass around him. So every time you hear me say a pass is deflected by Taylor, that's why. Loft right side. Finds Richardson. Taylor guarding Richardson. 2 on the shot clock. Richardson over Taylor, left it short, and Taylor's there for the board. Lyon pushes the pace on the other end. Kenneth Brown. Here's Reed in traffic, off the glass, and he gets fouled. So a chance for 2. That is Eureka's 4th team foul in the opening half. And again, Coach Wilde calls a timeout here. He wanted a double dribble against Lyon, and he's not going to get that. But we'll take a break as well. Stay tuned. You're listening to EC 103.1, live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by City Blue Technologies of Peoria, an Epson distributor serving Central Illinois. City Blue offers Epson Precision Core heat-free printing as an alternative to laser printers. City Blue was founded in 1968 and serves more than 5,000 active customers. Learn more about sustainable printing solutions from City Blue Technologies at citybluetechnologies.com.
Lyon on top, 33-18. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan on the call. You are listening to EC 103.1. As we begin, it'll be Stephen Reed at the free throw line. Again, after driving to the basket through contact, Coach Wilde continues to attempt to fire up his team. Eureka College basketball is made possible by Heartland Bank and Trust, serving 48 communities throughout Illinois and eastern Iowa, including Washington, Metamora, El Paso, Germantown Hills, Carlock, and in Eureka. Their main branch is on Main Street downtown, and their drive-up and ATM is nearby on Center Street. And find Heartland Bank and Trust anywhere at htmbank.com. So Reed will go 2 for 2 at the free throw line. 34-18 the score. Coker looks to inbound. Bounce pass tipped by Taylor. Who else but the man himself? Nice offensive opportunity. Right hand no good from Harriet, and Eureka does end up obtaining the basketball. Brewer over to Coker. Stands top of the key. Carter left side. Just beyond the perimeter. Goes against Warren. That pass kicked by Taylor. Here's a high arc triple, and no good from Brewer as he gets fouled. Man, Taylor has such a high vertical. Again, he stands at 6'8". I believe that was a three-pointer for Brewer. If that's the case, he'll have a chance for 3 free throws. Micah Brewer, who has been Eureka's highest three-point shooter for the past 2 seasons in a row, knocks down that first attempt. The way I always describe Brewer's jump shot is, if you ever play NBA 2K, the video game, Brewer has that type of jump shot that I would use as if I were to create my own player. So Brewer, 2 for 3 at the free throw line. Reed on the other end. Here comes Taylor. Kicks it outside to Kenneth Brown. Warren top of the key. Back to Reed on the left side. Taylor in the paint. Taylor goes to work, puts it up. No good, and he draws the contact. 3:14 left to go in the opening half. And Taylor will be sent to the line. Eureka College basketball is made possible by Metamora Kirby Foods. They are 100% employee-owned with a deli, produce section, and meat department with its own in-house butcher. Metamora Kirby Foods is open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. And they are located on West Mount Vernon Street in Metamora. Get more information at kirbyfoods.com. So Taylor will go 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Carter with the rebound. Here's Brewer on the attack, finds Richardson. Now here's Provost checking back into the game. Provost, left side of the basket, kicks it out. Richardson gets in the paint, nearly travels, stops his feet. 13 on the shot clock. Coker, right corner. And that one is going to get tipped out of bounds by Taylor. Nine on the shot clock. Here's Brewer drifting to his left. Bounce pass, that'll nearly be taken away. One on the shot clock. Brewer fires it up with the left hand. Awkward shot, no good. Here comes Kenneth Brown, and Taylor with the dunk. That'll get the fans a little more involved. 17-point lead for the Scots. That ball stripped away. Here comes Harriet. Back to Warren. Warren flips it to Harriet in the paint. Carter with the block, and Provost comes up with the basketball. Pushes the pace. Thought about three. Inside the perimeter. Kicks it out. Brewer spins around. In the paint from the free throw line. Off the backboard and good. Micah Brewer for two. Just over 2 minutes left to go. Lyon 37, Eureka 22. Reed stops his feet. Warren right side. Taylor beyond the free throw line. Kicks it out. Kenneth Brown, left side triple, and good. Kenneth Brown, the junior forward out of Oak Hill, California. Richardson stops his feet. Eureka continuing to play with the same spacing, not really allowing themselves to get a lot of it. They're clamped together right now. Coker in the paint, spins around Taylor, puts it up, no good. And Taylor able to save this one before getting called for knocking it out of bounds. Here's Reed, right side of the court. 1 minute and 10 left to go. The Scots will slow things down. Warren finds Brown. Brown to Reed, baseline, and he jumps up and gets fouled. So Reed will get sent to the free throw line. And it looks like there's going to be another timeout taken. So we'll take a break as well. Lyon leads it 40-22 with 1 minute and 2 left to go. Stay tuned. You're listening to EC 103.1 live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Randy Begole, a State Farm agent in Peoria. Randy graduated from Eureka College in 1994. He played basketball and tennis and was also a member of the TKE fraternity. Randy has been serving State Farm customers since 2001. His office is located at the corner of Knoxville and Forest Hill in Peoria. You can reach him at 309-322-8150 or at randybegole.com. That's Randy, BEGOLE.com.
Lyon leads the score 40-22. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth for coverage of tonight's ball game between the Eureka Red Devils and the Lyon Fighting Scots. 1 minute 2 left in the opening half to go, but for now it's Stephen Reed at the free throw line. Reed, who is in his first season with the Fighting Scots after transferring in from Blackhawk Community College. Again, this is Reed's junior collegiate season. So next year, he will get to celebrate on senior day with the team. Reed at the line. And he will go 2 for 2. So he will extend that point per game average. Lyon leads the score by 20 points. It'll be Coker to inbound. Looks for Provost, finds Brewer instead. Brewer guarded by Williford. Nice pass to Richardson. Richardson overhead find Coker around the perimeter, off the glass, and he gets fouled. .9 seconds left to go, and Andrew Coker makes his way to the free throw line. You know, I've been talking about the way that Eureka came off that win against Westminster, a very much-needed win. Coker will go 2 for 2. But let's talk more about that game against Greenville. Eureka hosted Greenville earlier in the season. Greenville will also be the last team they play. The Red Devils beat Greenville 130 to 125 recently. That was their highest scoring game since 2020 during the COVID year. So even in an unsuccessful season, the Red Devils are finding a way to beat their previous season highs. Just over 10 seconds in the opening half. Williford stands beyond the perimeter. Good screen from Brown. Williford stops his feet, kicks it out. Triple from Rogers, no good. Coker pulls down the basketball, and he will just hold on to it until the buzzer makes an appearance. So half number 1 comes to an end. Lyon 42, Eureka 24. Lyon just all over the Red Devils right now. This is one of the largest deficits we've seen for the Red Devils going into the half. We'll see how they respond coming out. But for now, we send it to a break. Stay tuned for upcoming second half coverage right here on EC 103.1 live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Heartland Bank and Trust, serving 48 communities throughout Illinois and eastern Iowa, including Washington, Metamora, El Paso, Germantown Hills, Carlock, and in Eureka. Their main branch is on Main Street downtown, and their drive-up and ATM is nearby on Center Street. And find Heartland Bank and Trust anywhere at htmbank.com.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Metamora Kirby Foods. They are 100% employee-owned, with a deli, produce section, and meat department with its own in-house butcher. Metamora Kirby Foods is open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., 7 days a week. They are located on West Mount Vernon Street in Metamora. Get more information at kirbyfoods.com.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Potter Rentals of Gilman, Illinois. Owned and operated by Ernie and Barb Folkers Potter, both Eureka College class 1965. Potter Rentals offers both residential and commercial property rentals, including vacation rentals in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. You can get more information on their website at potterrentals.com.
The Best of Our Knowledge explores topics on learning, education, and research. Coming up, an analysis of pottery fragments from ancient Mesopotamia has revealed what may demonstrate a mathematical system developed before numbers. And in the absence of federal funding, a new proposal hopes to create a hub for biomedical research. I'm Lucas Willard, host of The Best of Our Knowledge. This is The Best of Our Knowledge. I'm Lucas Willard. Amid steep cuts in federal funding through the National Institutes of Health, medical research institutions are left seeking ways to protect staff, clinical trials, and the cultivation of breakthrough scientific advancements. In New York, where 1 in 7 doctors are trained, the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai is leading a new effort to secure the future of the biomedical economy. The proposal is called the Empire Biomedical Research Institute. I spoke with Mount Sinai immunologist Dr. Shruti Nayak to learn more.
I think the immediate impact of changing policies is first of all, what's getting funded is very different, right? So now the priorities have shifted from things like infectious disease research to more chronic disease. And why that's important, particularly for a state like New York, is that New York City is the sort of entryway to the world. We're a global hub, and we saw this in COVID, that in fact we were really hit by COVID first at an epicenter of the disease. So it's really critical that infectious disease and certain types of research get funded. The other thing that's really critical is, our workforce development, our early career researchers. So what we're seeing at Sinai, at other institutes, is that the graduate programs, the programs that train the future scientists, are now contracting. And so what's going to end up happening is we're going to end up losing an entire generation of scientists unless there is investment from the state to say, hey, we value science and we want New York to stay at the forefront of training, our future scientists, our future doctors. So here's a statistic that's extremely impressive. First of all, New York is a powerhouse for science. We train 1 in 11 scientists and 1 in 7 doctors in the nation. And it's extremely important that we maintain that status and signal nationally and globally that we are a destination for scientists to train, to learn, and to stay.
So how much funding from NIH cuts or other sources of federal funding did the School of Medicine lose over, really looking at the past year?
So I don't know the exact dollar amounts of School of Medicine. I think the state has lost about $500 million. And I want to emphasize here. So the good news is that federally, there was bipartisan support, and this is really wonderful for NIH funding. The funding levels are the same, but how that funding is going to be given out is a little bit different, and it's different in very important ways. Like I mentioned, what's going to be funded, who is going to be funded. There were some documents and some memos put out about, initially or up to now, the funding has been given out based on peer review panels, and now they're going to include additional criteria of geographic distribution or other priorities. So what that really ends up sort of leading to is that New York needs to invest to maintain its funding and also to attract additional federal funding to the state to maintain its status.
So you had mentioned that 1 in 7 doctors are trained in New York State, and
that's right.
With the impacts of this funding, to use another term, are you worried about brain drain? Really, if you're losing the ability to train doctors and health professionals. And are you worried about expertise being lost in that instructional training?
You've really hit the nail on the head. So it's brain drain. It's going to be brain drain at its worst, right? Because what we're seeing is that other states have already started investing very heavily in making sure that these folks are staying and making sure that they're being attracted to their states, California and Texas in particular, but then also our neighbors to the north are seeing this as an opportunity. So Canada has announced a $1.8 billion initiative to attract talent. So essentially, it's sort of, this is the moment where New York needs to step up and say, no, we are going to keep our best and brightest here. We're going to look out for, not just our scientists and the biomedical discoveries that change life, but doctors that provide life-saving care. And here I must emphasize that, New York has to do this because we are one of the states that pays the highest amounts in healthcare. So if we don't invest in this early stage research and in preventative care, which are things that only government can do, which are things that, pharma really doesn't do, then we're in big trouble.
Now, how about access to clinical trials and developing, I guess, the next generation of treatments and other forms of research to treat disease and other, health issues?
Absolutely. So I really want to commend our governor. She just put out, and in her State of the State mentioned this also, a bolstering biotech initiative in which they do intend to build a clinical trials consortium. New York, this is another really impressive fact, 12.5% of clinical trials across the country, right? That's disproportionate to almost any other state. It's it's extremely impressive. Mount Sinai runs some of the most cutting edge clinical trials, gives access to care to really underserved populations, and I want to emphasize that clinical trials are a way to treat diseases and advance care that sometimes in cases where there are dire circumstances and no other option. So the Bolstering Biotech Initiative and the Clinical Trials Consortium is absolutely necessary for advancing this. But the other part of what you said, which is what about the future of discovery science and the next generation of therapies and the preventative care? What we're advocating for is that New York double down on those features also. Because if we think about biotechnology and the biotech economy, which the state is very focused on developing, I would say a large majority of that stems out of academic institutions like Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai has been at the forefront of developing new technologies, developing new therapies. We have a tech incubator here. Those are really ideas that come out of scientists' labs in medical schools and universities like Mount Sinai. They spin out and then we start companies. The companies act like little incubators to develop the ideas further, bring it to a therapeutic, and then pharmas come in and really expand, right? So that's the ecosystem. And if you're going to fund only the second part of that ecosystem and the base of that ecosystem isn't funded, then you're going to see it come down like a house of cards.
Now, going back to the Empire Biomedical Research Institute proposal, what other institutions are involved in this proposal, and what will this group, this collective effort, look like if it is materialized?
Yeah, so, the Empire Biomedical Research Institute is really envisioned as a standalone institute for science that is a state funding institute that funds the earliest stage research all the way up to that biotech piece. So, and this, again, this is really meant to be an institute that now brings New York up to the same level as California and Texas, who have been doing this for decades. And they have been reaping benefits in taxes. They have been reaping benefits in new jobs. They have been reaping benefits in preventative care and reduction of healthcare costs. The institute itself would do four things. It would fund early stage research. It would fund workforce development. It would fund technology creation. And I think one of the things that's really, really important here is that it would bring together the entire ecosystem of New York. So upstate, downstate, Long Island, and really connect it to harness the power of scientists across New York. Mount Sinai has taken the lead here, and I will really commend our institute. Our scientists, our clinicians, they felt the need early on, and they understood that New York, we can really harness the power of New York to elevate our entire ecosystem. But we're not alone. We've been doing this alongside 14 other medical schools. There's a coalition of 35 organizations, including patient advocacy groups and the business community, and various grassroots organizations, including UAW 4100, which represents our earliest career researchers who are at the most vulnerable stage. So, I think it's this moment where institutions and labor are coming together to say, this is something that's needed to sustain science in New York. This is not a bailout for schools. This is not a, deans getting rich. This is we are securing our position globally, and we are securing our workforce, and we're creating opportunities for the next generation.
And are you working with any state lawmakers right now? We're talking about state funding, and right now it is state budget season.
That's right.
In New York State. So are there any lawmakers that Mount Sinai is working with to maybe get some funding for this proposal in the state budget?
Yeah, so what I will say is that this is being led by the Associated Medical Schools of New York, which is a organization that all the 14 medical schools come to as a consensus building organization that represents the school. So they're taking the lead, and the proposal was presented to the governor to include in her executive budget. I think at this point, the governor has said, we want to do this bolstering biotech initiative. She has not called it EBRI. We will continue to advocate next year for an independent institute, but many of the goals of EBRI were aligned in the Bolstering Biotech Initiative, the workforce development, creating technologies and enhancing the biotech ecosystem. She in the line item, it's a $65 million commitment for the year. What we would like to happen is that some of that money is dedicated towards early workforce development, alignment with what it takes to really help folks grow the biotech industry. Some of those go to early grants that help develop the technologies and cures of the future, and that the state legislature helps raise that money from 65 million, which is already.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by City Blue Technologies of Peoria, an Epson distributor serving Central Illinois. City Blue offers Epson Precision Core heat-free printing as an alternative to laser printers. City Blue was founded in 1968 and serves more than 5,000 active customers. Learn more about sustainable printing solutions from City Blue Technologies at citybluetechnologies.com.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Randy Begole, a State Farm agent in Peoria. Randy graduated from Eureka College in 1994. He played basketball and tennis and was also a member of the TKE fraternity. Randy has been serving State Farm customers since 2001. His office is located at the corner of Knoxville and Forest Hill in Peoria. You can reach him at 309-322-8150 or at randybegole.com. That's Randy, BEGOLE.com.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Heartland Bank and Trust, serving 48 communities throughout Illinois and eastern Iowa, including Washington, Metamora, El Paso, Germantown Hills, Carlock, and in Eureka. Their main branch is on Main Street downtown, and their drive-up and ATM is nearby on Center Street. And find Heartland Bank and Trust anywhere at htmbank.com.
We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth for half number 2 between the Eureka Red Devils and the Lyon Fighting Scots. Eureka down 44-27 against Lyon. The Red Devils have the basketball. Coker for 3 off the mark. Rebound from Warren. One of the things that, despite the 5-15 record, one of the things that Chip Will, the Eureka head coach, has emphasized is that the Red Devils are still very much competitive. They only have 7 conference losses up to this point, but Wilde is making it very clear that this team is looking to get back on track after those 7 losses against other conference teams. So Sorrell gets fouled. He gets sent to the free throw line. 18:45 left to play here in this ball game. Sorrell, no good. Or excuse me, he is good on that first attempt with some help from the rim. But one of the things that Coach Wilde has really focused on is the direction of where this program is heading. Of course, last year, some notable seniors graduated. Amarion Bird, Pee Wee Brown, Cohen Woods as well, who is now a graduate assistant coach. But Wilde has done a great job at recruiting, and the Red Devils have a pretty big roster size. Coker loses the basketball. It's taken away. Here comes Reed at the rim. Nice, easy layup for the junior guard. 20-point lead for the Fighting Scots. Here comes Brewer across half court. That one nearly stolen away. Brewer able to save it. Kicks it out to Carter. Left corner for 3 off the mark. Coker's there for the rebound. He's in trouble, and he's going to spin out here. Top of the key. Now hands it off to Micah. Brewer, nice little step back. High arc shot, no good. Reed with the rebound. When we talk about players like Micah Brewer, I would argue he's one of the standout players in these recent seasons. For Eureka, there's a triple. Kenneth Brown. Wait, the Red Devils have several standout players. Gonzalez, who we mentioned earlier in the broadcast. Brewer, one of their top three-point shooters. Of course, the offensive leader, Jackson Provost. And I believe they're going to say Eureka just turned the ball over. Coker might have stepped out of bounds. Here's Reed on the other end. Hands it off to Warren, who stands top of the key, guarded by Provost. Reed drifting to his left, around the perimeter. Here's Kenneth Brown. Warren, right side, in the paint. Taylor kicks it out. Reed, left corner triple, and good. Stephen Reed starting to heat up here in the second half. Brewer up the floor, guarded by Reed. Finally crossing half court. Nope, he loses it. Reed is there. Great defense. And Brewer getting a little physical there. That's definitely upsetting when you can't even move the ball across half court. And the Red Devils will call a timeout. Coach Wilde, again, not liking what's happening. So we'll take a break as well. Stay tuned. You're listening to EC 103.1, live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Metamora Kirby Foods. They are 100% employee-owned, with a deli, produce section, and meat department with its own in-house butcher. Metamora Kirby Foods is open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., 7 days a week. They are located on West Mount Vernon Street in Metamora. Get more information at kirbyfoods.com.
(53-27). That is the score between the Eureka Red Devils and the Lyon Fighting Scots. Lyon on top here in the second half. 16:55 left to go. And both teams coming out of a timeout, making their way back out onto the floor. Eureka, just like Lyon, have scheduled a lot of these regular season, or I should say exhibition money games, if you will, against a lot of Division I programs. Indiana State, one of those schools, just to help them get some big stage experience. There's a big slam from Taylor. That guy just went up with the right hand, and again, he's so tall, stands at 6'8". Richardson kicks it out to Coker. Coker in trouble, stolen by Sorrell. Here comes Reed. Reed on the other end, and he goes up for the floater. Provost making his way up the floor, guarded by Kenneth Brown. Provost on the attack, kicks it out. Richardson pump fake, circling the perimeter. Nice cut from Brewer, obtains the ball, right hand, and the finish. Micah Brewer knocking it down. Reed back to work. Warren, right corner. Good pass to find Brown. Here's Reed, left corner. Triple from the left wing. Kenneth Brown off the mark. And it's Coker with the rebound. 15:50 left to play in half number two. 57-29 the score. Blake Logsdon looks like he's getting ready to check into this ball game. And Coker nearly fouled. Here's a triple from Carter, no good. Loose ball taken away by Sorrell. Here comes Taylor. Fast break opportunity, and he's going to be fouled by Richardson. Fans don't like that one. I think Taylor, again, was going to look to dunk that one, but Richardson stopped him before he could do anything with it. So Eureka will take another timeout. We'll keep things here. 15:32 left to go. The Eureka trailing by quite a lot right now, 57-29. That is a 28-point difference between the two. Eureka, the way they play, it's interesting. The Red Devils last season, they were known for more of a fast-paced environment, a lot of high-scoring games, more specifically in the early matchups, like when they play Greenville, as we talked about. And they're really known for their system. And what I mean by that, Coach Wilde, a very traditional coach, very traditional plays and strategies, and he's a man that sticks to those types of strategies. But this year, of course, another season where Eureka is not producing a lot of success. You know, I always find it so interesting when a team can be 5-15 overall and somehow still make the postseason tournament or the conference tournament. But for now, it'll be Taylor at the free throw line. Both teams back on the floor. Again, Eureka decked out in the maroon and gold. And Lyon College fighting Scots in white, red, and blue. Taylor no good on that first attempt, and he will go 1 for 2 at the free throw line. So we see Cameron Brown sub in for Taylor. But for Eureka, the five on the floor, Loft, Richardson, Dylan Logsden, Micah Brewer, and Blake Logsden. Dylan Logsden fires over to Loft. Loft to Richardson. Barely able to stay in bounds. He was underneath the rim at the baseline. Here's Blake Logsden, finds Richardson right side. He goes up for 3 and he knocks it down. Max Richardson puts Eureka to 32 points in this ball game. Just over 15 minutes left to go. Williford hands it off to Archer. Top of the key. Rogers on the attack. Here's Archer, left corner. And that one off the mark. Logsden, he's going to take a hard hit. And knocking down the bucket is Hudson Rogers. Looked like Brewer nearly had the rebound, wasn't able to hold on to it. Richardson on the attack. Dylan Logsden circles the perimeter, kicks it out. Brewer top of the key. Dylan again, directs traffic, left wing, finds his twin brother Blake. Here's Micah, left corner, 7 on the shot clock. Loft, pump fake, inside the perimeter, goes up for a deep 2, no good. Williford with the rebound, and he's going to push the pace. He goes against Brewer, goes against Logsden, and he knocks it down. Good job by Williford, able to sneak past a couple of Eureka defenders through contact and still remain accurate. Here's Blake Logsden, right wing. Brewer, top of the key, 3 off the mark, and it's Rogers with the board. Brewer nearly got the steal, but knocked it out of bounds. Clock will stop at 3:53. Red Devils down 62-32. And it'll be Lyon basketball. Harriet will inbound. So basketball, again, when we look at the history of Eureka, a college founded in 1855, basketball has been a part of Eureka for more than a century by now. Pretty interesting. It's been one of the most developed sports alongside the school. Here's Rogers, he's going to flip it. Williford, right corner triple off the mark. Loose ball taken away by Blake Logsden. He'll push the pace, finds Loft, right wing. Jump shot for 3, no good, and it's Rogers with the board. Eureka not shooting great from 3 right now. Under 20%. Here's Brewer on the attack. Guarded by Archer. Now the ball's into the hands of Richardson. Dylan Logsden to Blake Logsden. Brewer left side. Beyond the perimeter. Loft left wing drifts over to the top of the key. Here's Blake inside the perimeter. Left side of the basket. Falls down. Gives it to his twin brother. And Dylan Logsden no good. Blake offensive board. 1 on the shot clock. Brewer with a forced 3. No good. That'll be a shot clock violation against Eureka. And Micah Brewer will be subbed out. DeMaje Moore back into this ball game. Max Richardson out as well. So the 5 on the floor for Eureka. Blake Logsden, Dylan Logsden, Jackson Provost, Jonah Loft, and DeMaje Moore. Archer to Williford beyond the free throw line, and he's going to be dragged nearly hitting the ground. He gets fouled on the shot attempt. 12:23 left to go. 30-point lead for the Scots. Here's Brown to Archer, who stands top of the key. Williford in the right corner. Williford on the attack against Loft. Step back, but holds on to the ball, and he's going to circle out. 5 on the shot clock. Williford, good screen by Brown. Williford for 3 off the mark. Offensive board. There is Brown. Kicks it out to Rogers. At the rim and getting fouled is Jerron Harriet. So he will be sent to the line for 3. As we discuss Eureka's growth more and identity, obviously Eureka, one of the small college programs, but they do compete with a lot of these big schools. It feels like almost every single one of these games they play, and they're either outsized, outnumbered. Whatever the case is, it always seems that the Red Devils seem to be at some type of disadvantage. But that hasn't stopped Eureka from being a tough physical team. And a lot of the Eureka fans know that they have that strong home court environment as well. Home games at Eureka, especially at the Reagan Athletic Complex, are something special for the Eureka fans. 11:49 left to go. Lyon 63, Eureka 32. And there will be a timeout taken. So we'll step aside as well. Stay tuned. You're listening to EC 103.1 live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Potter Rentals of Gilman, Illinois. Owned and operated by Ernie and Barb Folkers Potter, both Eureka College class 1965. Potter Rentals offers both residential and commercial property rentals, including vacation rentals in beautiful Prescott, Arizona. You can get more information on their website at potterrentals.com.
Lyon up by 31 against Eureka. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan on the call. You are listening to EC 103.1. So as we continue to talk about Eureka, their history, they joined, of course, the SLIAC in the 2000s era pretty recently, but they've been competing in this conference for quite some time. Loft, left wing, triple off the mark. Rebound pulled down by Harriet, who ran into his own teammate Archer for a minute. Williford across half court on the attack against Blake, and he's going to be tangled up. There's going to be a foul against Eureka. 11:31 left to play. 31-point deficit between the Fighting Scots and the Red Devils. And they're going to say Williford was fouled on the shot attempt. So he's going to have a shot for 2 at the line. And he's successful on the first attempt. Again, we see that almost that full 5-player substitution for the Fighting Scots right now. Every player except Williford has been subbed out. Williford ready for attempt number 2. That is good as well. Now he will be subbed out. So the 5 on the floor for the Fighting Scots right now. Stephen Reed, Xavier Sorrell, Kenneth Brown, Trevon Taylor, and Kennedy Warren. Just over 11 to go. Here's Demaje Moore. No good on the mid-range attempt. Questionable shot there. Lyon pushes the pace. Here's Sorrell. Kicks it out to Warren. Nearly taken away by Dylan Logsden. Warren finds Reed. Reed to Taylor in the paint. Taylor looking for the overhead pass. Finds Reed, and he's going to be blocked by Moore. Good defensive stop by Eureka. Here come the Red Devils. Provost across half court. Up the middle, nice open lane, and he finishes with the right hand on the right side of the basket. 10:40 left to play in this ball game. This one kicked out. Brown finds Reed, who stands baseline on the left side. Reed, that pass taken away by Blake Logsdon. Logsdon will go up against Brown. Pump fake, puts it up with the right hand, no good. As Brown kind of faked the initial block, and that allowed him to get a better read on the second opportunity. There's a shot attempt off the mark from Sorrell. Again, this time Dylan Logsdon on the other end. Provost finds Moore. Moore up for three from the left wing, and he airballs that one. The fans will let him hear that. Here's Taylor. No good. He lost the basketball on the way up, tried to slam it down. Provost making a move. Backhand pass, Moore. Here's Loft, left wing. Back to Moore. Left corner, three, no good. Excuse me, that was the right corner. And there's going to be a foul against Lyon. I believe that was Taylor getting a little too physical. 9:44 left to go. It'll be Blake Logsdon to inbound for the Red Devils. 65-34, Lyon on top. Bounce pass to Dylan Logsdon. High floater of a shot, no good. Gets his own offensive board. Blake for three, and good. Blake Logsdon connects his first triple and points of the night. Lyon back to work. Warren, right wing. Here's Reed. Baseline at the rim, off the glass, and he is successful on the bucket. Reed is up to 18 points in this ball game. Moore stops his feet beyond the free throw line. He's going to reset here. Passes to his left to Logsdon. Now Provost left wing. There's a floater set up for Dylan. Dylan Logsdon in trouble. Kicks it out. Here's Blake. Top of the key. No good for three. And it's Taylor pulling down the basketball. Warren on the attack. Hands it off to Sorrell. Top of the key. Brown. Now Taylor in the paint. Jump step. Puts it up with the right. And good. So the Scots continue to extend. That one stolen by Brown. He goes up for three. That one rattles in and out. And a fight for the basketball. That will be a foul against Blake Logsdon. 69-37 the score. 8:33 left to play. Taylor tried to go up for the slam, but instead just a regular layup. And during the halftime break, Lyon College recognized a lot of the academic awards, a lot of the athletes, and gave them academic awards, which is another thing this program is very well known for. They're able to balance their school life and their athletic life as well. Taylor kicks this one out. Reed takes his time. Warren top of the key, finds Brown on the right side. He goes up for three off the back of the rim. Loft with the rebound. Here comes Blake Logsdon. Stops his feet, kicks it out to Provost. Provost nearly gets it stripped away. Reed fights for it, and that will be a jump ball. And they're going to say Lyon basketball here, which means Coach Wilde once more will take another timeout. 71-37 with just under 8 minutes left to go. Stay tuned. We'll be back. You are listening to EC 103.1 live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by City Blue Technologies of Peoria, an Epson distributor serving Central Illinois. City Blue offers Epson Precision Core heat-free printing as an alternative to laser printers. City Blue was founded in 1968 and serves more than 5,000 active customers. Learn more about sustainable printing solutions from City Blue Technologies at citybluetechnologies.com. (71-37), Lyon on top, defeating Eureka as of right now. 7 minutes,
47 seconds left to go in this ball game. We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Matthew Swan on the call. You are listening to EC 103.1. So this could be Eureka's lowest scoring game all season. Prior to this game, their lowest scoring game would have been against Washington in Missouri. Of course, that was just an exhibition game. Didn't really count. And then aside from that, the regular season game, an actual regular season game that would have counted would be their 53-34 win on the road against Spalding. Despite that being their lowest scoring game on the season, they somehow still won that one. We see Colin DeLary in the game for Eureka. He has the basketball in the paint, gets it stripped away by Sorrell. Fast break opportunity, kicks it off to Warren. Warren off the glass and good. 76-37 with 7 minutes left to go in this ball game. Nolan Kerr as well getting his first couple of minutes in this ball game for Eureka. The five on the floor for Eureka: Nolan Kerr, Colin DeLary, Dylan Logsdon, Blake Logsdon, and Jacob Gonzalez. Gonzalez right-hand floater off the glass, unsuccessful. Rebound by Sorrell. Here comes Reed. Reed kicks it out to Taylor. Taylor spinning around. Gonzalez nearly stole that one, or stripped it. Warren, right wing. Now Sorrell, top of the key. Brown, right side. 15 on the shot clock. Warren, a catch, spin, and shoot. And that one spinning in and out. Taylor with the offensive board, the putback, and the foul. We'll see more substitutions for Lyon, all except for Taylor, who will shoot these couple of free throws. This game is interesting because typically for Eureka, we are used to seeing a lot of close games decided in the last final of minutes, like we did just recently in Westminster. We have seen a lot of high-energy guard play for Eureka, but not much to come out of it. DeLary holding on to the basketball. He makes a move against Taylor, puts it up, no good. And that'll be knocked out of bounds by Brody Tucker, the senior guard out of Hot Springs, Arkansas. Tucker for Lyon, seeing his first couple of minutes in this ball game. Gonzalez will inbound for the Red Devils, guarded by Williford. 6:05 left to play. Gonzalez finds Kerr, left wing. DeLary in traffic, kicks it out. Blake logs into Gonzalez, top of the key. He will reset. Gonzalez on the attack, right side. Going up against Brown, puts it up off the glass, no good. DeLary tried to get the putback, and that will be a shot clock violation against Eureka, their second of the night. Tucker finds Williford, who stands beyond the right wing. Here's a three. Tucker off the mark. Brown with the over-the-back foul. And the Fighting Scots fans are not going to like that too much. 5:29 left to go. Lions 78, Eureka 37. Logsdon hands it off to Gonzalez. Gonzalez makes his way across half court, finds Kerr. Dylan Logsdon on the free throw line. Off. Kerr thought about the mid-range bucket. Circles to his right. Puts it up off the rim. And he's going to get fouled. So he'll have a trip for two at the free throw line. Nolan Kerr, his first season with Eureka. Transfer out of Black Hawk Community College. Blake Logsdon comes out of the game. We see Joel Ewald substitute in, and Kerr will knocked down the second attempt. Here comes the Fighting Scots. Williford once more trying to do something a little different. Here's Tucker drifting. Williford right side. 5 minutes left to play. Tucker, top of the key triple, and he knocks it down. He is now shooting 50% in this ball game from behind the arc. The Scots just continue to pile on here in this ball game. Ewald at the free throw line flips it to Gonzalez. Nearly had it stripped away. Delary in trouble. Gonzalez top of the key. Looks like we might see Santino Ruma come into this game for Eureka. Gonzalez, Euro step at the rim, off the mark, gets his own offensive board, and he will be blocked by Cameron Brown. So Dylan Logsdon comes out, and Santino Ruma enters the ball game. Ruma, a freshman out of Birmingham, Arkansas. This one kicked into the hands of Williford. Tucker finds Hardy. Here's Williford, right wing triple. That one rattles in and out. Delary with the rebound. Finds Ruma. Ruma to Ewald. And the left-hand pass to Gonzalez, who stands on the Lyon College logo. Ruma left side, finds Kerr beyond the left wing. 3:44 left to go. Again, you're listening to EC 103.1 live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Good screen from Delary. Gonzalez, right hand, no good, but he gets fouled. And once more, another timeout taken. So 3:36 left to go. Lyon 81, Eureka 38. Stay tuned. You're listening to EC 103.1 live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth.
Eureka College basketball is made possible by Randy Begole, a State Farm agent in Peoria. Randy graduated from Eureka College in 1994. He played basketball and tennis and was also a member of the TKE fraternity. Randy has been serving State Farm customers since 2001. His office is located at the corner of Knoxville and Forest Hill in Peoria. You can reach him at 309-322-8150 or at randybegole.com. That's Randy, BEGOLE.com.
We welcome you into the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. You are listening to EC 103.1. Matthew Swan on the call. Eureka on the road facing off against the Lyon College Fighting Scots. 81-38 the score. And Gonzalez at the free throw line for Eureka. Just over 3.5 minutes left to go in this ball game. This was a battle of two small historic colleges with outsized athletic traditions. And it looks like Lyon will get the better of Eureka this season, as Lyon looks to go for the season series sweep in 2 games. Gonzalez will go 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Here comes Williford once more. The Scots have significantly stepped off the gas in terms of pressure. Here's a 3 knocked down from Carlin Hardy.
Hardy for 3.
Delary nearly had that one stripped away. He's going to get fouled by Harriet as he gets called for the push-off. And he kind of threw his hands up in the air, questioning, why am I getting called for that foul? But it was pretty clear. So the Red Devils still have the basketball. Ewald finds Brewer. Brewer to Kerr, and it looks like the Lyon Fighting Scots fans want somebody on the bench to come in, and it looks like he took off his warm-up clothes. Gonzalez no good. Offensive board obtained, and it's stripped by Brown. So yeah, the Lyon Fighting Scots fans definitely want somebody on the team, somebody on that bench for the Scots to come into this ball game. Not sure who, and it might be Love Patel as he subbed into this ball game. It could also be Shaiwan Dumas. But for now, Eureka basketball. 2:42 left to play. Ewald, top of the key, finds Kerr to the right wing. Kerr on the attack, kicks it out. It's stolen by Tucker. Tucker on the move, nearly lost it, puts up the shot, and he left it short. Ruma with the rebound. Nearly lost it, kicks it out to Delary. Ewald bounce pass to Kerr, left corner. Ewald in the paint, puts it up with the right hand, short. Kerr with the offensive board. Ruma, left side, mid-range bucket, no good. The rebound pulled down by Patel. On the attack, Williford kicks it out into the hands of Horsley. Puts up the bucket, no good. Ruma with the rebound. Just under 2 minutes left to go, 84-39. Lyon College with the lead. Ewald finds the Larry. Flips it over to Ruma. Ruma at the rim with the left hand. And a successful bucket. Looks like another timeout taken by Eureka. Muse Halem for the Red Devils checks into this ball game along with Amari Brokman. So Kerr and Gonzalez come out. Brokman and Halem enter the ball game. 1:39 left to go. Patel with the basketball, he loses it, and it goes out of bounds. But I believe that was deflected off of Brokman. So it'll stick with the Fighting Scots here. 1:34 left to go, 84-41 the score. Williford on the attack, guarded by Ruma inside the paint. Nice step back, puts up the shot, short, and it's Ruma with the board. Here comes Brokman. Hands it off to Ewald. Now it's Halem on the left wing. Halem on the attack, kicks it out. Ewald thought about three, gets inside the paint, kicks it out. That pass deflected by Dumas. Here comes Horsley at the rim, no good. Punched into the hands of Patel. Now it's Tucker, left wing triple, and good. Brokman for Eureka, across half court. Gets inside the paint, high arc shot. That's a very heavy air ball. And here, no good on the dunk from Horsley. He tried to go up with the left hand. Halem driving, right hand floater, and he gets it to fall through. Muse Halem, his first couple of points of the night. And 10 seconds left to go. So Lyon will dribble this one out. And that will be the ball game. 87-43 the final score.
Your final score, Lyon College Scots 87, Eureka College Red Devils.
Eureka in their lowest scoring game of the season, only able to put up 43 points against the second best team in conference play. So Eureka falls to 5-16 overall and 4-8 in the conference. Lyon improves to 14-6 overall, 9-3 in conference play. A lot to be worked on for these Eureka Red Devils, especially if they want to stay within reach of the SLIAC tournament. But that's all we have for you. Again, final score, 87-43. Our next broadcast of Eureka College basketball will be on Saturday, February 7th, when Eureka visits MUW. You can listen to that broadcast right here on EC 103.1. Coverage begins at 1 p.m. live from the City Blue Technologies broadcast booth. Eureka College basketball is made possible by City Blue Technologies, a leading Epson dealer serving Central Illinois. Potter Rentals of Gilman, Illinois, owned and operated by Ernie and Barb Potter, both Eureka College class of 1965. Heartland Bank and Trust, Randy Begold, your State Farm agent in Peoria, Eureka College class of 1994, and by Kirby Foods in Metamora. The executive producer of Eureka College basketball is Dr. John Malone. Tonight's studio operator was Liz Hardinary. On behalf of my broadcast crew, this is Matthew Swan. Thank you for listening.